Good morning and welcome to Creative Marketing TV. My name is Susan Joy Schlief. I'm the founder and host of Creative Marketing TV. And I have a very special guest this morning. Georgia Lee London is here to talk about holiday marketing. So, sorry, I'm getting my signals mixed up here. Okay. Georgia is here and she's out of town, so maybe having a little bit of trouble with her internet connection, but I know she has some great information to share with us, so we should be able to hear her even though we might not see her so well. So Georgia, go ahead and unmute yourself and welcome to the show.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, I wasn't sure how to unmute myself, but I just pressed some buttons. Anyway, hi, Susan, and thank you for inviting me on to the Hangout. I'm so excited to talk about holiday marketing. There's just so many ideas, and you know, the holidays are here. We're into December. Yay, it's so much fun. You know, you have to, people in my family say, Mom, Georgia, you cannot play Christmas carols until December 1st. You just cannot, because I would probably start, the day after Thanksgiving, I would start with that, but my family doesn't let me do it anymore. But I love the holidays.
You should have been in my family then. When I was growing up, my mom's rule was we couldn't play Christmas music until after Thanksgiving. So we could start the day after Thanksgiving.
Awesome, awesome.
But I haven't actually had any on yet this year, so. All right, so yes, we are talking about holiday marketing, and I know you've got a lot of wisdom to share about that, but before we dive into that more deeply, Georgia, just let our audience know a little bit about your background and how you got interested in marketing, how you learned about it. I know you've had an interesting career development.
Sure. So I'm a kind of person that just is a visionary, and I love starting up things, whether it's starting up a research project or starting up a new business. That has always intrigued me and interested me. And marketing, and sales. Sometimes sales gets a very bad rap, right? People feel like there's the typical used car lot sales guy that people go, oh my God, he's going to push the sales on me, and they're really negative about that. But the truth is that we start selling at a very young age, right there, less than 2 months. When our parents smile at us, we smile back, and that is a sales message. And so we start our sales like at birth. We're always selling, and that selling may be in the form of, wanting someone to do something that you need them to do, or maybe it's to actually sell a product, whatever it might be. But we're always selling and marketing, and that's just the way it is. And my business, I have a couple of businesses. I am one of those serial entrepreneurs. I've had businesses from when I was a little kid. My first business, I think, was selling banners. I'm really going to date myself here, Susan. I sold banners, hand-painted banners, to welcome people, soldiers, men and women, home from Vietnam. This was during I was growing up during the Vietnam War. And people loved these banners we made. And when they'd come home, the soldier would come home, they'd put the banner out in front of their house. And we had wood stakes. It was literally duct tape and wood stakes and paper was all it was. But we did it for people, and people paid us for it. And that was my first venture into selling and an entrepreneurial business. Then I went through a lot of different things and different changes. And I actually went to graduate school, became a psychologist, and started doing clinical research. I worked at the Harvard Medical School in the Department of Psychiatry, and there we did our own kind of marketing and sales, because when you're doing grant writing, it's like starting up a new business. And we had to do, publicity and sales and marketing. I remember one research project, we did a big ad campaign on the this was in Boston subway system. It was riding this train, dying from cocaine, take the red line to, and that was literally, it was advertising, right? It was marketing. It was selling on taking the Red Line, which is the subway to Harvard in Boston, so that they could be in a free clinical program where we were doing clinical research. So that's just an example of, I've done lots of that clinical projects where we had to do that. To about 7 years ago, I made a big switch and decided I started working with seniors. I had always taught movement or exercise classes along with my full-time work. I was in addiction recovery as a psychologist, but I started working with some seniors, and I found there was just so much more we could do in terms of exercise with the seniors. Like, we could incorporate brain fitness within the physical exercise. And so I started teaching this lovely group of 12 women, all in their 70s and 80s and 90s. And we kind of created this program called Zengevity, Body-Brain Balance, together. And it grew into a program that now we have 750 certified teachers who go out and teach in assisted livings, nursing homes, rehabs. They go into health clubs. If the seniors are fit, they can go into a health club and teach Zengevity. We have 2 teachers who actually teach at a VA hospital in New Hampshire, where all 13 of the students are in wheelchairs, so they're wheelchair bound. So you can do Zengevity no matter, to say, any age, shape, size, or ability. You can do this brain fitness, body fitness program that I call Zengevity. And then along with Zengevity, I started a coaching, sort of grew out of Zengevity, and that's called Be Boldly Brilliant Business Breakthroughs, because I found that in life and in business, we all sometimes need a breakthrough. So in a big nutshell there, those are the 2 businesses that I have, that I've created and are working on right now.
Wow, that's really interesting. I knew some of your story, but I hadn't really heard all of it, so thank you. I had no idea you had that many people teaching Zengevity around the country. That's amazing to me.
Yeah. They're also, I don't know if all 750 are teaching, but we have 750 who have taken the training.
Yeah.
And probably not all those people are actually taking classes, but they have gone through the certification. And what we found is that a lot of the people who take certification are taking it for their own personal development.
Okay.
Be a Zengevity student, and they want to learn more about how they can practice the Zengevity lifestyle, and so they take the certification. I would say, it's the old 80-20. Probably about 20% of the people who've certified to teach are actually teaching classes weekly, on a weekly basis. Some people come in and out doing it, but we have a lot of people who sign up for our advanced online classes, because again, Zengevity is not just an exercise program. It's a sort of a lifestyle program. We look at health in all kinds of ways, not only the physical, but mental, emotional, and spiritual health. And I like to say energetic health. So we call it the 5 pillars. Advanced training courses, you can find, get information about any one of the pillars, right?
That's great. And we definitely, almost everybody needs it these days. We have so many things keeping us unhealthy in our culture. It's great that you've got a program to help people make some changes there. I have a question for you, though. As you made that transition from working in psychology, which I guess, you're still doing to some extent, but was that kind of any difficulty in making that transition from private practice to running this business with lots of people connected to it?
For me, it was not that big of a shift for doing that, because as I said, that when you're doing clinical research, you write a grant and then you basically start up a business, right? You start up the research project, but that research project is a business. You have to hire staff. You have to think about marketing and sales and publicity. There's just a lot of administrative things to do with a grant. But, in terms of the clinical programs that we did, we always ran you know, we had to have people who were counselors or therapists who came and worked for us. And so it was really a business. So the transition into doing Zengevity was fairly easy for me. What was the big challenge was when I transitioned from brick and mortar Zengevity business into an online Zengevity business, and that's still ongoing for me. I'm still making that transition. When we began to do advanced online courses, offer those, you know, getting the message out and marketing online is a challenge. You know, finding who your people are and where they are, and how do you invite them into your world so that they can get involved in the program that you're offering, you know, that they're there. So audience, I think online is a big challenge. You know, making offers online is a challenge. Creating marketing relationships is a challenge. So there's just a lot more to an online business than a brick and mortar business. And the truth is that every brick and mortar business now needs to be where? Online, right? They not only have to be online, but you know, in their brick and mortar business. And a lot of people will just do the very basics, like maybe they have a Facebook group or they have a Twitter account, but they don't really use it, right? They don't know how to use, the small business doesn't have the marketing skills. They don't know what to do online. They may not have technical skills. I mean, it is a complex but simple. You know, I like to say it's simplicity with complexity and complexity with simplicity. And, you know, online is a complex marketing challenge, yet it's simple once you know the steps to take to put a plan in action so that you benefit from the marketing principles.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. And I think part of it, what I'm noticing is most people don't think about the process of what's happening behind what they interact with as a consumer. So when they start to think about how to apply it to their business, it feels confusing because they don't think about, you know, what's happening when they put their email address in to get an offer of something, or how does the whole payment process work. Most people just don't pay any attention to that. So it is a mystery, you know. And
Yes,
that's part of what
yeah.
you're helping these Zengevity instructors learn how to do with their business. Is that the idea behind Be Boldly Brilliant?
Yes, Be Boldly Brilliant Business Breakthrough is a coaching business where I help people learn about marketing and sales. And the people in those groups, it may be a Zengevity teacher who just needs to know how to go to a health club and ask to teach a class, right? It could be something as simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
Or it could be someone who wants to start their own yoga studio or their own Zengevity studio and create a big business. So, I mean, it could be any of those things. There's a lot of people in Boldly Brilliant. I tend to attract people in the holistic health. So like massage therapists, dancers, dance teachers, yoga teachers, but we have a diverse group in there. We have a lot of coaches, a lot of counselors, helpers. I like to say they're all in the helping profession.
Yeah, so that's a good way to describe it. So it's not just your Zengevity teachers, it's open to other people as well.
Be Boldly Brilliant program is open to everyone.
Okay, that's great. And that's where you also bring in, do you teach them about the holiday marketing? Or are you just teaching by example, or do you actually
we're going to have actually this coming Friday, December 8th. I do a weekly live show every Friday at noon Eastern time. And this Friday, it's going to be December 8th. It's going to be all about holiday marketing. So I actually use Facebook Live now a lot. I use Zoom conferencing, but I also use Facebook Live in my coaching groups to teach, right? And so I thought, I'm going to open this up to everyone, not just Zengevity teachers, but everyone this Friday at noon, so that I'm going to talk about holiday marketing. I mean, we're going to talk about it a lot today, but I'm going to even give examples and show some really cool things next Friday too.
Right.
So I'm going to, it's a holiday party. It's not really a marketing class, but it's going to be a holiday party, but we'll be talking more about marketing also.
Great. Yeah, I know I've got that on my calendar already, so I'm looking forward to it. And speaking of your Friday shows, let's point out to our audience that you interviewed me on your show yesterday. So that was
Yeah.
really fun.
Yeah, it
And
just
I
was
talked,
coincidental that that happened, that we got back-to-back interviews, but I think that was
I
awesome. It was
know
so
it
nice
is, because
to
originally
have you on the,
we had both of the events scheduled for different times before and had to cancel. And then as we rescheduled, they suddenly ended up back to back. But yeah, it is kind of fun doing it this way.
yeah.
So, Georgia, before we go on, your audio is breaking up a little bit. So can I ask you to go up to the top where your settings wheel is there? Right next to it, there's a place where you can adjust your bandwidth usage. Do you see that? Up at the top of
I
the
do not see
Hangout
that.
screen. Do you see
I
the
see
little toolbar with the
gear.
red font receiver and the gear? It's next to the gear. Looks like a little bandwidth symbol.
No, I don't have that.
Huh.
Have enable auto load, mute notification sounds, load last, lower third. That's all I have.
Okay.
Unless it's on the other side. Is it on the other
No,
side?
no, it's on the top in the middle.
Top in the middle. Okay, let me, oh, here it is. I got it.
Yeah, if you reduce your bandwidth a little bit, that might even take you off of live camera. We'll see. But
Okay, I down to low. I'm down to low.
okay.
There's some noise in the background here, and I'm in a location that doesn't have the best of Wi-Fi here.
Yeah, no, I understand. That's why I thought we'd see if that will help a little bit. But we do the best we can under the circumstances. So
Yeah, you were breaking up for me too, so it's
oh,
probably
okay.
this
Okay. All
that
right.
I have here is weak.
So can you tell us a little bit about why people should think about doing holiday marketing? What are the advantages?
Well, the holidays is a time when people are, happy, excited. They're actually ready to buy, right? And whether you're a brick and mortar business or an online business, it's important to capitalize on those times of the year where people are in the mood to buy. So that is one reason. Also, it's just, we're going to talk about some of the other ideas, but for me, it's not just about that, but it's about, how can I serve people better? An opportunity during the holidays when people are usually, again, excited, they're getting closer to family, they get some time off. How can we help them and connect them, serve them in the best way possible? And so that's why for me, holiday marketing is really important. We're actually a little late on the push out here for marketing for the holiday. You really want to start that before Thanksgiving. You can begin seeding holiday information, and you can but mainly what you want to do in November is to marketing campaign for the holidays, right?
Mm-hmm.
For the December through January holidays. So in November is when you really want to start doing that. Have a complete strategy in place, have your plan in place, begin to create your Facebook ads if you're doing Facebook advertising or any kind of ads that you might do. You want to have all that ready to go so that when woohoo, that's today, we can actually begin to market for the holidays. Now, some of the things I like to do is, like on December 1st, send out a seasonal email, let people know you're in the mood. I like to post on social media. Like I've been posting lately about how, I love everything there is about the holidays and images of the holidays. And I've been doing some quotes with holiday images, just letting people know, hey, it's starting December 1st. It's the holidays. And I like to also, in fact, we should talk about this too, is about the challenge that you're going to be doing in the next 3 weeks. Like, one of the things I really recommend to people during the month of December is to run a challenge of some sort, engage people in your business. And running challenges is a great way to do that. Whatever social media platform you're using, you can run a challenge of some sort.
Yeah.
And then definitely in the email, I let people know like what's happening. The other thing I like to do, again, in this, it's not just about sales, but I like to offer something for my people. I always say, for clients past, present, and future, I offer a program that, and I may do that on, I've always done that as a private thing, inviting people in, but I might open it up to the public this year on Facebook Live. But I have this really cool sort of soul-searching system, I'll call it, to plan for 2018. We're all getting ready for 2018. We're getting into the planning. And I just have people tell me it's just a very different way of, people will say setting goals or goal getting. I mean, there's all these names for goals, right? And goals too, right? You can be boldly brilliant. And yet there's so much more that can be done before you begin even writing down goals, like getting really clear about what happened last year, and then getting into what you really want for yourself. And again, I teach always with the 5 pillars. We work on the mindset, we work on the physical, the emotional, the spiritual, and the energetic of marketing, right? So in December, I'll probably do it on December 22nd this year. And then I do it, so part 1 is December 22nd. Part 2 will be in January, the first week in January. And I do it in 2 parts, just so people get through the first part and kind of, take it in, kind of, integrate it into their bodies and into their heart. And then on the second session in January, and both these sessions, 1-hour trainings, are totally free for, again, past, present, and future clients. I have people have come back for the last 8 years. Every year they come take the training for free that prepares them for 2018. So it's evolved over the years. I'm excited to do that, and it's a free service I offer everyone.
That's great. I'll look forward to doing that. I've been for about 5 or 6 years, I've been doing a goal-setting series of webinars that my sales coach does every year, and he opens it up to the public as well. But his approach is very different than what you're describing. So I think there are things I could pick up from yours that I don't get from him. So
well, I would love to hear
about describing that.
Yeah, I would love to hear about that sometime too, because again, I think the more we know, the more exposure we have to many different ideas. It's like thought leaders, right? When we have
definitely
all these experience of different ideas and thoughts, we find and integrate into our own self what's really true for us. And I'm really a heart-based entrepreneur. Like, I really believe that, I don't have to work. Like, I'll just say that, I started out, I was really fortunate. When I was in graduate school, I had an internship at New Start Drug Abuse Counseling Center in Los Angeles, California. And in that, it was really funny. It was my internship. And the clinical supervisor brought us into his office. And he says to us, group of us, right, interns, he says, you know what, we're not going to talk about your clients because you guys aren't going to be therapists until you're 40 anyway, so don't bother. And at the time, we were all like in our 20s, and we're all going, what is he talking about? We're being trained, we're getting degrees and being counseling psychologists. What does he say? But he was basically saying, if you don't have enough life experience, you really, you can help people, but you won't really get it until you're like 40. And he was right. I can say that now. But anyway, so instead of talking about our clients, he said, you know, you're in this profession where you're never going to get paid very, very much. You know, like when you work as a counselor, a therapist, you just don't get paid very much. Teachers don't get paid very much, right? In this society, we don't reward the people who actually help. You know, we don't reward them like bankers and investors and people like that. So, so he taught us the stock market. That's what he taught us. During our 2 hours of clinical supervision every week, he took us in and made us an investment group. And we invested our funds, and that was the beginning of wealth building for me. And I actually bought some stocks that did very well. And then in my 20s, I kept doing that. You know, my husband did very well. I opened a counseling center with 2 other women, and that business actually did very well. And so now, you know, I don't need to work. Like, I am financially secure. I have, my children will be financially secure. And so I'm at a point where I don't work for the money. I mean, I do work for the money, so I don't want people to think that, you know, that there's something about that, right? Because sometimes people will say, excuse me, I have clients that will say, oh, I can't ask for money, right? Well, it's not like that. I already have made the money. So I can say that I do this because I really enjoy being with people. I really enjoy helping people. I really want to see people succeed. Right? I want them to have as much money as they need to feel that they're, you know, safe and secure, and the ones that they love are safe and secure, because, you know, money is just an energetic thing, right? It comes and goes. Money just comes and goes. And we have to learn how to attract that energy into our lives so that we're safe and secure, because that's just how it works, right? In this world. You know, I give away a lot of money. I think it's really important that people give something of their financials away, because money, again, flows. It's an energetic flow. And if you give away, it comes back into you. And so I don't know how I got off talking about money, but,
I wondered anyway, too, but I didn't want to interrupt you. So
I just feel like, you know, that it's really important that people you know, offer something of themselves in their work and offer something for others to succeed. So that's why I do the holiday programs that I do, because I'm hoping that, you know, I can reach people and help people. I have a husband who at some point I know he's going to say, all right, I'm done. I'm going to an island and I'm going to stay there and just do nothing. Someday I think, I don't know if he will do that. But if he did that, I don't think I could do it. You know what I mean? Like, I have no desire to retire ever. I have one of our longevity teachers is 97 years old. She teaches once a week at the Council on Aging, and this is in Boxford, Massachusetts. And, you know, God bless her. I hope I'm teaching longevity at 97 years of age. You know, I really want to be active and helping, you know, the people in the world as much as I can for as long as I can, you know, and, you know, when we help others, we're helping ourselves. So, so back to holiday marketing.
Yeah. Actually, before we talk more about that, we are getting towards the end of our show. So before we talk more, I want to make sure that we let people know about the offer that you have for them. Do you want to go ahead and describe that? And I will bring your URL up on the screen here.
Sure. I'm going to invite people to join the Be Boldly Brilliant Business Breakthrough Facebook group. And that's all. That's the offer. We would love to have you come into our community. You can go there, just bit.ly brilliant. That's bit.ly/Be Boldly Brilliant. And Susan does such a beautiful job of putting videos together and slides together, and you see it there right on the screen. But if you go to that link, you'll join the Be Boldly Brilliant Business Breakthrough group. And we offer so much in that group. Lots of information. We post a couple of times a day. That's where I do Facebook Lives, where I teach. And if you want to get, you know, if you're at that stage in your business where you don't have the money to invest in your training, well, you'll get a lot of great free training. by joining the Be Boldly Brilliant group. I'm going to be doing that Facebook Live on Friday, December 8th in the group. So if you want to know more about holiday marketing and just ideas, and then December 22nd, if you want to know more about how you can do heart-based goals setting, then go to the Be Boldly Brilliant Facebook group and you'll find out. You'll get all the information there.
Great, thank you, Georgia. And I know I've been in your group for a while, and you always do share great information in there. I enjoy it.
Thank you. So how about if we're getting to the end, we just do 3 real quick important things to do in your holiday marketing?
Great. Go ahead.
All right, I'll do them real quick. Number 1, because I know people came on to get ideas, and I don't want to leave without giving them a few ideas. So number 1, get creative with your video. And Susan, you are the go-to person. People should go to you. You're going to have holiday covers for Facebook, I think. You have templates. And just get real creative with your videos. Like even something as simple as wearing a Santa hat, right? When you're doing a Facebook Live can be getting creative with a video. And then 2, you want to be sure you let your people know, so through email, through social media, let them know what your holiday offers are, and conduct holiday themed, send holiday themed emails, send holiday themed social media. And then 3rd is be sure to have like a party or prizes or challenges or something like that. That's really, really helpful for people. People love to get prizes. And if you can have a challenge with a prize during the holidays, people just love that. So those are just 3 quick and simple ways you can holiday market.
Great. That sounds great. Thank you, Georgia. So I really appreciate you being on the show today. I know we didn't talk about exactly what we had planned to, but that's how it goes sometimes. And I prefer to keep my hangouts sort of impromptu that way. And yet you did share some great information about marketing and holiday marketing in particular. So I want to encourage our viewers to check out Georgia's Facebook group. You can get there at bit.ly/Be Boldly Brilliant. And I will also invite you to my Facebook group where, as Georgia mentioned, I am going to be running a holiday video challenge for the next 3 weeks. You can participate as much as you want, and you can get to my group at bit.ly/social videos group. And I look forward to seeing you in both of those groups. So Georgia, thank you so much for being here today.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me, Susan. It was just wonderful.
Yes, it's been great. All right, so this is Susan Joy Schlief signing off this week for Creative Marketing TV. Have a wonderful holiday season. I will talk to you again in 2 weeks when I'm going to be doing a presentation about my book, which will be published very soon. So you can look for announcements about that. All right, bye for now.
All right, bye-bye, everybody.